everyone, welcome to today's cookie project. This design was heavily inspired by two Instagram accounts. I'll have them in the description box if you want to go and check them out for yourself. And now on to the tutorial. Bottom layer of our design is the leaves, and so this is the first of the leaves. I needed 4 for my overall design, and so I'm just flooding the surface of these little leaves in some electric green. Once they had time to dry a little, I airbrushed kind of a silhouette onto them. I cut that little shape out of paper and then I used the mesh to hold it in place. And if you can see there, it's creating a little bit of a leaf pattern on it. These lines are what's going to tie all the cookies together. This is where they're all the same. I'm creating a sort of Hannah-esque design on the surface there. There's no right or wrong, just do what feels right for you. This cutter is actually a mini candy corn cutter. So this is leaf green, and I'm just covering the surface of the cookies. This cookie had also been airbrushed. You can barely see it though. I did it in white. It was just to create some guidelines for myself so that my swirl there would be consistent, and then I have some scallops at the edge. I'm working with a small oval cookie, flooding that with some nice teal. Now I'm using a little paper stencil and my embroidery hoop to hold it in place, and I'm airbrushing in a slightly darker shade of the same color. Here you can see the guidelines. They're very faint, but they're just enough to help you repeat this intricate design over and over again, have all the cookies look the same. I used 8 of these little cookies in my final design. This heart cookie shape is actually from my Wilton flower petal kit, and so I'm just flooding these in pink. Here you can see my faint airbrush lines. That's all I need to have my guides to create my gray lines on top. So I'm just repeating the design there on the right. The last of the petals for all the sections. I've made 8 teal, 8 hearts, and 8 of these. Here, if you look closely, you can ever so faintly see a white circle there, and that's my guide to create my swirl. And then from there, I'm pulling out some little scallops. Each layer should have a circle in the center. They're not visible, but it kind of holds it together so that they're not falling everywhere. It just creates a little bit of stability. This cookie goes on top of the whole thing. There's only one cookie that goes on top of this one, and so what I did is I put it on there upside down and dusted it in a darker shade of yellow gold, and there I could do my petals coming out and it would line up properly. Now for the very last cookie, I was going for a kind of sunflower effect for the top cookie, and so that's why I did those squares. And it also was kind of henna-ish. I had seen some designs that kind of looked like that, and I thought it was a nice way to finish it all off. For the final assembly, the center cookie here is important. because if you don't have the center cookies, it's really not going to be as sturdy if you're transporting, let's say, or even walking over to the kitchen, your thing will topple over. Now this is my leaf layer. They could have all been the same, but I wanted them to be a little bit different. And now I'm coming in with my hearts. The hearts are basically half on each leaf. And then the teal ovals, that white circle is important for stability. Now the purple ovals, and then I'm topping it off with my nice yellow cookie with the petals, and then the final pièce de résistance. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.